and I'm recycling these women. Shopping sprees in Europe, bite to eat in Zurich. Little bruh be like, you rich.
Alright, we're gonna jump right into it today, you feel me? Episode 29, feeling real fine, and this is the Necessary Unnecessary Podcast. I'm your host, Nip Swag. This is your host, Frisco. We so glad Frisco made it. I know it was tough getting here. We appreciate you going through all the planes, trains, automobiles, turmoil, and boils to get to the show.
You are quite welcome, sir.
Thank you.
I do what I can.
And I can what I do. Let's go. Today is 404 day. That's an Atlanta holiday, 404. And since we in 404, we want to give a big shout out to the ATL. I ain't gonna lie, the ATL saved my life a couple of times. You feel me? This has been my, Frisco away from Frisco, you feel me? I made myself at home out here. I don't do too much, but, it's all available for you in the 404 for sure. So we definitely want to give a big shout out to the A. Much love.
ATL shouted.
For sure.
I love Atlanta.
That's what I'm saying.
I
you
do.
know what I mean? Because we was going to do the whole thing, like, you know what I mean? I remember, so what's the first time you came to ATL?
It was right after 9/11.
Okay. What year was that?
2001, I believe.
Okay.
Because I was 19.
All right.
And my mom was like, "You're going to get on a flight to Atlanta?" And I'm like, "Yeah, like, it's a chance of something happening again." You know what I mean? Like, months later, come on now, I'll be all right. So it was for homecoming. It was Spelman and Morehouse. Wow. What an experience.
Yeah.
That's
It was lit.
Lit is not even the word.
And
like,
it didn't get turned out, right?
no shooting.
Yeah, so that...
No fights, no drama, just beautiful black people going up and down the streets. The schools were united. They had performance when Bone Crusher was out and T.I. was doing this thing. They had all that. Man, never scared.
Yeah.
It was off the chain. I mean, I remember like it was yesterday. We stayed at this hotel that was right by Pascal's. It's a restaurant in Atlanta. And this is when, what was Old Boy's band, Making a Band. What was that group?
Making a Band.
They were there. And so I never met because Chopper came out the room and he had badass acne and shit. I was like, that's what he was like in person. So no, but I'm just saying, like, I remember everything specifically. Like, it was warm. It was just, I was so blown away. Then they took me to Magic City.
Oh, no. Change your life.
Man, listen, I went in there, and it wasn't even the money part that blew me away because when I went in, there wasn't hella money on the floor, right? It was the answers.
Oh, no.
They was walking around looking like gazelles and all type of like exotic animals. The booties was up here. I was like, smack that thing on there. Like, I'm telling you, I was blown away. I was like, God damn, these bitches is thick. I was like, they don't look like this in the back. I don't know what y'all drinking, eating, smoking, sipping,
you know. Thick as a race horse.
Thick than a motherfucker. I'm talking about thumping
everything.
I'm serious, and it was like
for real.
Cause I was dancing in the Bay,
right?
And they don't look like that. You know what I mean? Like nothing remotely close. Okay. And you're not around that many black people either. Okay. So when you go to somewhere like Atlanta, you see chocolate, you see caramel,
like real booty.
I was like,
yes,
girl, what you, girl? And I wasn't gonna get nobody my money. I didn't have money like that.
Well, okay. So the first time I came to the A was around 96. I was on a college tour. Shout out to Dr. Augustine. Eternally live in peace in them. They took us on a college tour. We came out here. It was 96. And I talked to Doc and I said, Doc, after these tours, you got to let us loose in the city. He's like, oh, man, you feel me? I said, look. So he did. And I took my folks in there with me. You feel me? A1 and Elton, we was deep. We on the college tour, about 40 of us. I said the high school kids ain't come with us, but those of us that's in city college, we outside. Came up out the underground, onto Peachtree, and guess what was right there?
What was right there?
The Freaknik. We literally ran into Freaknik on accident.
I didn't see
We ran into like the last Freaknik on accident.
I think it was meant for me not to go to Freaknik.
And when I say I didn't want to go back to that hotel, I didn't want to go on another tour, I didn't want to go home, I wanted to stay at the Freaknik. I've been back and forth to Atlanta ever since. I'm like, and it didn't get shot up. It was like
everybody wanted to get freaky at Freaknik.
Hey, it was like blocks and 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 blocks of a whole like shindig, and it was bananas, and it was just cool, and everybody was having a good time. I said, this is the place to be. I don't know where you be at, but this where it's at.
I came right after that. I missed that. I missed the BMF era.
Yeah.
Man, I missed that.
That was around the BMF era.
Yeah, I know, and I missed that too. They was like, girl, you just missed that. I was like, 2 years ago. I said, wait, why?
I was out here with my cousin.
Why y'all they calling me and tell me?
We ain't finna go too far in that, but I appreciate 404 for making itself available for so many, because there's so many people out here for so many places now. Like, it's kind of hard to meet somebody from Atlanta. You be damn near shocked, like, you from Atlanta? You know what I mean? Right. You know what I mean? Because so many people have transplanted out here to the A from New York. I meet more people from New York than I do from Atlanta and Detroit.
Half the people at work are from New York.
And
half
you
of
know
them
what I mean? California.
New York.
So it's become a second home to a lot of places. So I know the 404 is like, come on, y'all. But it was after the Olympics when it just exploded, though. I remember before that, because I was out here before that. After that, though, everybody was coming out here. Everybody before that was coming. They went to college out here and kind of stayed. And a couple people had family out here. And it was, you know what I mean? It wasn't the big thing it is now. But I think after the Olympics, it was just a great migration from every part of the country. Like, we finna blow Atlanta up.
I think Tyler Perry has something to do with it too, though.
Do you?
Black Hollywood.
Man.
People, it's known. Atlanta's known as Black Hollywood.
But not because of Tyler Perry.
No, I'm not saying because of him. I'm just saying, but he's brought in a lot of money into the city. He's brought a lot of business into the city, and people have tried to come here to work in that industry now. Like, acting is really, really, really big out here. Either you an actor, you a rapper, you a model, or a drug dealer. Pick one. That's the professions.
It's your girl Tasha. She just watched the Freak Week documentary, and it's definitely changed.
Was it good?
I seen some of it, and I will say that's when I was out here when they did that. And when I first came out here in '96, it was only black people and white people. And it was only really Atlanta natives, and you couldn't understand what they were saying. They was real ATLians, and I was trying to communicate with them, and they was telling me I had an accent, and I was telling them that they had an accent. And I remember it used to be hot from February to November. The whole year was hot Atlanta, So now, definitely way different from how it was in the 90s and early 2000s. I can't speak to before that, but I've definitely seen the transition. A lot of people just come in and they think this how Atlanta is, but no, this is the melting pot of all the other cultures that have come to Atlanta and made it as such and called it home,
Outcast.
Yeah.
That's a real
ATLians.
That's real.
We the real ATLians, the real outcasts. But people from Atlanta, they embrace us. I feel like it's a very welcoming place. Honestly, if you don't come out here and get into no rigmarole and wish wash, then you'll be straight. If you come out here and you start doing whatever it was that you thought you left your hometown from, then you'll probably get cut in, because I know a lot of people that came out here and got robbed because they came out here hustling, they came out here doing too much, they didn't come out here to live and get a fresh set, reset. They came out here on the shenanigans, and the shenanigans follow them here. You know what I mean? So if you come out here and you're looking to come out here, then you should come out here for a fresh start. Because every time I came out here, I came for a fresh start. Like, look, I need somewhere where I can just be to myself and not be in the mix. And it literally saved me multiple times.
No, bro, that is seriously.
I mean, so what brought
That's
you
dope.
though?
No, that's dope. Well,
Cause you done came out here multiple times too, and you have been out. Like I feel like every time I'm out here, you out here, and we out here for these stretches. You know what I mean? We don't just be out here like I'm just coming to stay for a little while. Like man, we really be living out here.
I love it because black people are thriving out here.
Okay.
You know what I mean? When we go back to the Bay, it's definitely not the same. I love where I'm from. I rep where I'm from. My name is Frisco, but we are not thriving in the Bay. It costs too much.
But
the cost of living is high. The pay is low, according to where you live. Then the atmosphere itself is just, a lot of the businesses have left because they can't afford it. So the crime is high. Drugs everywhere. Like, it's depressing. It really is when you go back to the Bay. And even before that even became a problem, Atlanta, San Francisco, two totally different demographics. You know what I mean? Because I was watching Atlanta and I'm looking at Outkast videos before I even went out there. And I'm thinking like, oh, okay, that looks cool. And then I'm dancing and a football player comes into the club in San Francisco that I'm dancing because I dance at a predominantly white club, right? He looked at me, he was like, you need to go to Atlanta.
Uh-oh.
Right? Now, I'm thinking like, this is before I even go. When I went was after I met him. You see what I'm saying? So when he told me to go, I was like, let me go out there and see what you talking about. And when I went into Magic City, man, I went back to the Bay and I told him, because I was like, y'all, we playing. Like, these girls ain't really even doing all the work. Because, you know, in the Bay, you really got to get on the pole. You really got to work. No, honey, all you got to do is make your booty jump. You know what I'm saying? Shake your titties, you know, look a certain way. And they...
Yeah.
And I'm like, we playing. So they wanted to stay playing. I tried to bring a few of them with me, put them on. Okay, you want to get this money, honey? I went and packed up my dog, went and packed up my 2 suitcases, told my mama and daddy goodbye, found me an apartment, and skedaddled.
And just came out.
I swear to God, I had nothing. I had like $200 in my pocket. I didn't have a car. I only knew 2 people out here. One was from Oakland, and the other one was from Atlanta. I went to school with him. That was it. And I went out there and made that shit shake, baby, in terms of I'm getting into a dynasty. Damn near took over the damn. You know what I'm saying? Hey, back in the day, they knew what it was when Frisco walked in the building.
Somebody said going to Nebraska. I ain't never been to Nebraska.
You know what? It's beautiful Nebraska. Look at Google pictures of Nebraska. Nebraska is really, really, really nice. It's mountains and water, and it's like, you know, it's country, but it's peaceful. So I feel you. I would love to go to Nebraska.
Okay, well, we talk about that today. Because it's 404 Day. Shout out to Nebraska. I don't think I've never been there. I done been to damn near every state in the country, but I don't think I've been to Nebraska. What city is even in Nebraska?
I don't have my phone to look it up.
Right, you gotta look it up.
What is the capital of Nebraska? Wait, let me think.
Nebraska.
What is the capital?
We're going to Nebraska.
Can you look that up for us? What's the capital of Nebraska? The capital of Nebraska.
That's definitely a witness protection state.
Damn, not a witness protection state.
Yeah,
it could be though.
Nebraska.
I mean,
check it out.
That was on. They was on Nebraska on Belly. Remember?
Omaha, Nebraska.
Omaha, there it is. Yes, Omaha.
Lit in Nebraska.
Omaha,
sure.
It might be.
But so the 8, it's a great place to visit. It's a good place to live. I feel like
not Atlanta.
Yeah, not Atlanta.
Don't see.
I feel like
outside of Atlanta, really far outside of Atlanta.
People say Atlanta, that's not really out here. You know what I mean? It's kind of like LA. You could say LA, but when you go to LA, Los Angeles itself, nobody goes to Los Angeles. You got Hollywood, you got the Inland Empire, Compton, Long Beach, this, that. Like, it's real. It's a metro. So when I say Atlanta, it's Atlanta metro. So you got Douglasville, Lawrenceville, you got Atlanta, Marietta, Smyrna, You know,
Yes,
Kennesaw, you got so many different cities that make up the Atlanta metropolitan. So people will say, oh, I moved to Atlanta. No, nobody live in
Nigga,
Atlanta.
you like 30 fucking miles.
Right, nobody live in Atlanta. So it's the Atlanta metro. It's kind of, I feel like it's like LA, like a metro, where it's a whole bunch of little cities. Because for somebody that's not here, you'll say, oh, I'm in Atlanta. Or they'll think you in Atlanta, and then they'll get here and you.
Be like, girl, why is that be a 30-minute drive outside?
You 45 minutes from the airport.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I'm like, child,
like,
I'm
this
in
is
Atlanta, child.
what's that song? That's not Atlanta. So is not Atlanta.
Oh yeah, girl.
This place is not Atlanta.
I feel though.
She
like,
was not playing.
Same thing with San Francisco. They be like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm staying in San Francisco. But you're by the airport, not San
Matter of fact,
Francisco.
you're in
South San
Millbrae.
Francisco.
That is not, you know what I mean? So
You're
San
in Daly
Francisco.
City.
So the Bay Area, they call it the San Francisco Bay Area, and people from other places, they might know about Oakland, Richmond, San Francisco, but you could be in Antioch. You could be in, you know what I mean?
Right.
Millbrae.
Like,
you could be in,
bro, you're really way out there. Just
San Jose somewhere, and they'd be like, oh, that's the Bay, it's the Bay.
no,
That's
it's
not San Francisco. But for those of us that are here, you know, we gravitate towards Atlanta because it's the place to go. Like, it's always something to do in Atlanta.
Always.
You're going down to Atlanta, you go to Atlanta. Atlanta has something every single day of the week. If you can't find something in Atlanta,
you're not messing with the right people.
you're not looking. Because you could just literally drive down the street and pull over and be like, what's this?
Or you can Google it.
You know?
They have Instagram has all different types of little blogs of people who post stuff to do.
I hear so much about Atlanta, but another flip side of Atlanta, honestly, I came out here for peace and quiet, and I have that. When you get in the outskirts and you get into these rural places and this, that, and the third, and you buy a house and you sit back and you look at the trees and you got to swing on
way
your
out in the
porch.
middle of nowhere.
Don't tell nobody I'm out in the middle of nowhere. I'm talking to the people, telling the people that you can find.
But not in Atlanta. No.
You don't have to just come out here to party.
Listen.
Party.
Don't listen to
come
him.
out here and
you gotta move way 300 miles away from Atlanta to get that peace and quiet, because in the city, nah. That's like saying move to San Francisco.
Right.
No.
But I'm saying if that's what you're looking for, this is a place to do that too. You know what I mean? I moved out here the first time looking for peace and quiet.
Yes.
And then when I found out I had quiet, I learned I didn't have peace, but I was able to find it out here. And then when I left, and then I started moving to other places, I went back to California, and I was like, that was kind of the only place I had peace and quiet at. So I was in search of that peace and quiet. So I'm like, maybe I should go back to the A. You know what I mean? Because I'm able to relax and just chill out and just, live.
I agree 100,000%. That's why I came back.
Right? You know what I mean? So people think it's a party place, it's the place for the movies, it's the place for the black gays can be free and all this whole other stuff they think, but it's also a good place to raise a family.
It is. You just have to know how to move amongst it, because I know people who are kind of scared to come out to Atlanta. I'm not going to paint it out there like it's just all strawberries and cherries, because it's not. Realistically, you know what I mean? Hell, they number 3 on the damn HIV list. Did you know that? It is not all cherries and
no, not at all.
Picking goddamn apples off the trees out here. Like, you have to know how to move out here, and we know how to move out here. You know what I mean?
Racism is a more prevalent factor in Georgia than it is in California.
I've never really dealt with direct racism.
So, when my son moved out here at 9, we lived on a block. We was at the back of a cul-de-sac. We was the only black family from cul-de-sac to cul-de-sac. And some of the neighbors was racist and some of them wasn't. And they would fight about who would let their kids play with my son and who wouldn't. And some of the neighbors would speak and some of them wouldn't. And it was like my son coming from a city culture. He was like, what is this? Like, why are they tripping? I have to literally kick people off my property arguing with. I said, look, y'all can do that on the rest of the block, but you ain't finna do that on my driveway. You don't want your kid over here, take your kid and get your kid out of here. Other than that, the kids that do come and are not under a regime of racism. They could come jump on the trampoline, play basketball. We had a dog. Because my son had so much stuff, he had a 4-wheeler, like all the kids wanted to come play, and they was literally like beefing about who would let their kids play with my son and who wouldn't.
Y'all can stay home. You ain't got to play with nobody.
Right. Right.
But
so
no,
that's what I was more like. If they can come, they can come. If they can't, then they can't.
No, I did have a situation.
We're not gonna do all that on my front yard.
I did have a situation. It was crazy.
Okay.
I lived in, of all cities, Marietta. So, you know,
there.
yeah, Marietta can be Cobb County. God.
Yeah.
So, hey, no joke. So I lived on the block, very nice houses, right? I lived by myself. I had a brand new house. You know, I'm fresh. My house is like one of the newer houses. It's fresh, but it's just me and my 2 dogs, right?
All right.
So, only black girl on the whole block. And it's like a cul-de-sac type thing, right? And so, I'll never forget this. I was leaving. It was raining outside. And I mind my business. I do not even try to meet my neighbors. I don't want you to know nothing about what I got going on. Because once you start knowing, now you nosy and all of my business. And I'm a single black female. So I don't need to make friends. I just pull my car in. I go inside. Right. That's all it is. Right.
Sure.
No dudes, nothing come to my house. I'm real low key. So I'm driving, and I'm turning, and this white lady is getting into her car. But her door is open, and then she flicks me off. And it happened so fast. I drive fast, so I'm like, I come through and drive, and she flicks me off. And out of nowhere, because it's raining, I hit a puddle, and the water splashed up on her door and hit her. And she got karma. Instantly karma. And I got like a good 100 feet, and I said, this bitch just flicked me off? Like,
well, you think that she might have flicked you off because you were doing 100?
No, I wasn't. No. I wasn't driving that fast like that because it's raining. But I'm saying, but the way, it wasn't like a slow, like 5 miles an hour. Hey, Sally. Nah, it was like, bitch, I'm on my way out, maybe like 15, 20 miles an hour. You wanna, Nah, fuck that, bro. Nah.
I think I live next door to a Grand Wizard.
So you can be the one that lives next door to the Grand Wizard, but Sally can't be flicking me off because I'm black?
She might have been flicking you off because you was black. But
black,
you don't know that for a fact.
Young, independent woman.
You might have just been going too fast, and she knew you was coming for that puddle, and all she had time to do was flick you off before all that water flashed on her because you were going too fast to go around the puddle.
Fuck Sally.
Yes.
Fuck her. Fuck that bitch.
All right. We don't count that as racism. But, okay.
Damn. So why you think you living next door to a Grand Wizard? Because apparently my scenario isn't a good example.
No, the other neighbors told me but
they told you, but you never seen anything, you never experienced it.
He didn't speak to me the whole time until I moved, and his wife came over there and was buying furniture because I was selling stuff for the low because I was moving. That was the only time he sent his wife over there. I passed by him 100 times, and he just looked at me, and he looked like a Klan member.
A Klan member.
Yes. But he was definitely racist, and then the other people was racist. I remember one of the little kids slapped the dog mess out of this other little kid because they let them play. I promise you, it was crazy. They used to really be beefing, but
that's horrible.
All I want to say is, Atlanta, we appreciate you. All us transplants, you feel me? We come out here, I ain't gonna say taking over, but we made ourselves at home in your city. And is, a lot of us needed Atlanta. You know what I mean? I definitely needed Atlanta.
I got to study abroad.
I don't know what my life would have been like if it would have had not been for the A, I will say. You feel me? And I've been here multiple times. I came here in 02, I came here in 08, I came here in 22, I came here. You know what I mean? And it's been extended amount of times, and I needed that time. And I appreciate that time that I had to just be able to relax and figure myself out and find myself. I always find myself. I graduated from college out here. I bought 2 houses out here. I've never done that type of stuff in California. You know what I mean?
It was too expensive. Shit, it was $750,000.
The opportunities never presented themselves. You got a lot of opportunities to get yourself in trouble. You got a lot of opportunities to flash and fly and this, that, and the, you know what I mean? Like, but to really have that substance in my life, I mostly found it here. I got saved out here. I did a lot of stuff out here that was positive, a lot of positive stuff. That's why I always like appreciate the, you know, I got engaged out here. Everything that I've done significantly in my life, I feel like positively, I more did out here than where I was actually from.
I agree. I came out here, went to college. Mm-hmm. That was my number one goal. I'm going to go to
Did you graduate?
Hell yeah.
Where'd you graduate from?
Clark.
Shout out to the ACU in the building.
Graduated in 2010.
You feel me?
Then after that, I went and studied abroad in London.
You feel me?
Was out there for 6 weeks. That was dope as hell.
So there's a lot of opportunity out there.
Man, then after that, I came back, opened a boutique.
Yeah.
Did that for a year. Then after that, I started working on TV shows and working on being Mary Jane and meeting all different celebrities selling jewelry. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I had like my hands.
You out here and shake and bake, you can make it shake for sure.
Had hands,
you know what I mean?
everything.
Yeah.
But you gotta grind though. You know, you gotta want to get it. You
can't come out here like
it's not gonna just come to you. You
gotta know people. You gotta do things. You gotta, because everybody out here shaking and baking. If you get the plan, they is not finna even play with you, because there's a lot of people out here. There's a lot of entrepreneurs out here. There's a lot of black business owners out here. There's a lot of people in the good places that can make stuff shake for you. So you come out here, you do your thing, and you know, you might just bubble.
I know I did.
But stay out of trouble.
Because it's easy to get in trouble.
So what's your necessary and unnecessary about that?
It's very necessary to visit Atlanta. Come visit. Go to Coca-Cola World, Aquarium, Martin Luther King, do all that. It's necessary because it's an experience. Like go to a club, go out and eat, you know, go to a park festival. The unnecessary shit. I don't know. The violence.
I would say the
crime. Well, you gonna have that no matter what. But the way they just be.
I mean, I haven't. Well, I do experience it in my neighborhood.
I mean, I don't experience it,
I
but
don't
I'm
know
just
not
saying.
one neighbor in my neighborhood.
You know, for real.
Hell no. It's real. But that's okay. That's fine too. Don't come on my yard. Don't cross the gun line, and we'll be fine.
Right. I mean, you say to yourself pretty much. So
I'd rather deal with that than somebody trying to whack me that live next door to me. You know, they just don't mean much or whatever. I'll be all right.
No, I hear you. That is true. You ain't really got to worry about.
Yeah.
But damn. So you more scared of white people or black people? Shit. What do you think about it?
Who's more likely to kill you?
Damn, no, that's the fucked up part.
That's a shame.
That's a good topic. We should talk about that.
We gonna talk about that for sure.
That's a good one. Who's more likely to kill you?
Definitely.
Damn, that's fucked up. Now I'm hungry.
All right, we gonna eat. So, thanks for joining us on the Necessary Unnecessary podcast. We appreciate the fold. It's very necessary to get where you would like to be and be where you would like to get.